Hey YouTube. Well, y'all hear R. Kelly's new song? I guess it got released yesterday or today. I admit it. You know that's the catcher. That's the tension catcher. This was, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I know people are going to disagree with me, but this was brilliant on the part of someone. Either his decision to do this record, or it was some kind of PR people. Record company decided to do this. I doubt a record company would decide to do it because he talks a lot about what's happened with record companies, unless he's not talking about his current record company, about how they have rendered him broke. Now that's just a tragic thing to think that these guys who we think are rich people. I mean, I think the whole world gets the impression that R. Kelly is this guy who got a whole lot of money and he's able to do what he wants to do, so that therefore he's got these harems and all the stories, you know. I kind of avoid these kind of stories because anytime it mentions a person that is underage, it's just a fact. If they're underage and you do it repeatedly, then that's a pedophile. So I try to stay away from it because I would be judgmental. But I think this whatever publicity is kind of brilliant. It's a 20-minute song. Y'all watch it. It's all over the internet now. It's all over YouTube. Listen to it. Basically, this man has done his whole, he's done an autobiography in 20 minutes about his current situation. Not autobiography, not about the childhood and all that. Although he does tell us about molestations. He tells us, and this is one of the worst parts for him, he tells us that he's illiterate. He can't read. So if you're signing stacks and stacks of papers, contracts, and you can't read them, you have to trust what your agent or lawyers tell you is in there. And they got him. So I'm not saying that I condone any kind of people having relationships with people underage. The exception would be like if the girl is 17 and he's 18, that's me, is foolishness. But the allegation is that he married Aliyah. He was in his late 20s. She was 15 years old. So I mean, he was able to marry her. So I don't know the details. So I'm going to try to. That's not what I'm going to talk about here. He's not admitting to specific incidents. He's just admitting to being a freak. He's admitting to women throwing themselves at him, and he is not resisting. In other words, that doesn't make it the Pied Piper, you know. Well, they come to concerts. They're all happy. You know how music is. A lot of young girls in there. They're excited. They want to be with a star. And he takes them in. That's certainly a weakness. But I don't know if I believe all this stuff about harems and these mansions with naked girls walking around and all that. I just don't know about all that. What I thought was interesting, and now, let me say this. I didn't get the impression that any of this was a lie. I believe that this whole damn 20-minute thing, and I listened to the whole thing. I don't remember it all, but I listened to the whole thing. He's telling the truth. This is the way he sees it. He has the inside track because it's him. He admits that he is broke. He admits that he owes the government $20 million. He admits that they're threatening to take his house. He admits that even though he's a legend, he's a broke legend. He admits that he has unknowingly signed over all of his production. I guess that means a huge chunk of the credit and money for it, his projects. He admits that he has signed over the ownership of all his music he's done so far. A lot of this stuff that he is finding himself in, I mean, record companies have been doing this for years. We've heard the story before about how these record companies basically use these people, get all the money, and I mean, they put on these shows with all the roadies and all the people on payroll and all that kind of stuff, and then they charge the artists for it. So if it takes, I don't know, $1 million to do a tour with all the people involved and the stadiums involved and all that is charged to the artists. So they end up, it seems like most of them end up broke on the first one or two projects. But this man is in his 50s and he's still broke and in serious debt. So this is obviously a act of he's desperate. People are canceling his concerts. They're labeling him a pedophile. He is. I don't know. Do I have sympathy for R. Kelly? I have sympathy for everything except for the girls being underage. That part I can't get over. Now, as far as this thing, or he peed on somebody, I don't know whatever happened with that case. I know I heard it went to court, and he's still walking around. So I don't know the details, but he was certainly faced justice, and he walked on it. So, but this pee thing, yeah, that's strange because, well, it's not that strange, but heterosexual and homosexual people, for some reason, there's a thing going around about this urine, people peeing on each other. It's not that unusual. If we're being honest, the ones who are worldly, peeing on people is a new fetish. In fact, it's what your president has been accused of in Russia. Having prostitutes pee on each other. So piss is big right now. So let's not act like it's such a strange and unusual thing. Obviously, this guy, he admits that he's done drugs. He admits that he gets high and then he gets freaky and all this kind of stuff. Well, I was a drug addict, so I know what goes on in that world. It's not unusual. The problem with R. Kelly is these young girls who follow his music. They come to these concerts. They're excited. They're willing. I don't think he has to drag them in there. I mean, I've seen how people act at these concerts. They throw their panties on stage and all that kind of stuff. They shouldn't be having no young girls throwing their pants if somebody like R. Kelly. But I think it's a shame the way that these record companies do this guy, though. They know he can't read. He apparently doesn't have enough sense to concentrate on finding the right person who will translate for him. These contracts, I find it insane that he would sit down not knowing how to read and sign contracts over $1 million deals. And for all this future rights of all his music, he's just signing stuff and signing stuff and signing stuff. And if somebody doesn't tell him, oh no, man, what you just did was sign over all your rights to your own music, he wouldn't know that. He admitted that he was at the award show, whichever one it was, and he couldn't read the teleprompter. Well, that's a lot to admit, I'm dyslexic myself. I am dyslexic, but I can read. Now, there are different grades of dyslexia, but it's a very real thing. Probably if he would have stayed in school, he would have learned to at least read a contract or have basic skills. I'm dyslexic, and I've written 5 books. Usually it affects your writing. You can tell it affects my speech. So I understand. They tell me that people can learn to read in their 50s. But you can also, like when I read books, I listen to them. Audio. Have your contracts done in audio? Oh, that's kind of brilliant, actually. Now on R. Kelly, if you ever stumble upon this video, have your contracts recorded in audio. Verify that it's actually what's on the papers. That way you can read all of these papers that you're signing and stop signing so much. Anyway, so you guys should check it out. It's 20 minutes long. It's a long. I guess it's a song. I don't know if this is a song intended to bring in money. Or is this just a song he's just releasing to tell his side of the story? But I thought it's a brilliant play. I mean, people are canceling contracts. He's all over the internet as a known pedophile. I guess there's not much more he can do. Confess, bring it out, and tell us how the story. I think he covered a lot in this song, and I do believe that it's telling the truth. Now, people on the outside might see some of the things differently. My only problem with R. Kelly is the age of these girls. He's got to learn to verify the age of these girls. An 18-year-old girl doesn't look that much different than a 15-year-old girl. Make sure everybody is 18 years old. You can read enough to verify an ID and see if it is fake or not, or have someone do that to cover your own ass. As far as society is concerned, you married Aaliyah. It's documented that she was underage. They're gonna say, okay, once a pedophile, always a pedophile, and he's just in this thing where people are always gonna see everyone he's with is underage. He likes underage girls. It's a dumb thing. Why they gotta be underage? You don't age that much between 15 and 18. Very little. Put a ponytail on or whatever you got to do. Do not mess with anybody who's underage, because I can't defend that. I can't defend that under any circumstance. I know society decides what underage is. Some places, back in the hillbillies, I guess, they get married at 15, 16 years old all the time. We can go around and around with all that, but it doesn't make sense for you to have the kind of scrutiny on your life and to insist upon these girls being so young. I have advice for him. What's wrong with 20-year-old? They still pretty. Still fine. All right, R. Kelly. So you admitted to he owes $20 million to the IRS. I think I mentioned that. Shows are being canceled. Doesn't own his music. Doesn't own his publishing. He's broke. He admitted to Wendy Williams interviewing him. He said he didn't pour her a drink. He didn't offer her a drink. Maybe she was saying he wanted her. I don't know what that's all about. But Wendy Williams is supposed to be in recovery now, in recovery from cocaine. So people feel differently about it. But in 12-step programs, if you drink, you're drinking alcohol, you're not considered sober. So I don't know what her game is, because if she's drinking Hennessy or whatever this alcohol they were drinking, she's not clean as she says she is. That's just an opinion. I do know people who have had problems with certain drugs, like they've had a problem with crystal meth, and they stopped that drug, but they still drink, they still smoke weed. If they can do that, God bless them, honey. I ain't got no judgment about it. Whatever you want to do for your own life, just don't lie about it. I think lying about it is the problematic part in recovery. Secrets kill. I believe that strongly. So she says she's sober, but she's drinking with R. Kelly. Okay, he talks about being molested at the age of 11. I don't know that about that excuse, because you've been molested and then you become a molester. I think that it's tragic when people do that. That's why the whole world is so upset with you, R. Kelly, because we see it like, okay, look at you. You're a mess. Because you're saying because you were molested. In other words, you became sexual way before you understood what you were doing. And that affected the whole rest of your life. So they see, why would you do that to somebody else? So he's not been arrested. He's not in prison. So I have to assume that there's no hard evidence that he's doing what he's been accused of doing. I don't know. It's a difficult subject. What is going on? Oh, Lord have mercy. My dog was under the desk, kicking, scratching, right? And I saw my water just start moving. I thought we were having a heart attack. Earthquake. We have those here in San California. Come here, baby. Come here. Get it, bone, Dee. Uh-oh. Get up here. Beady. Do you guys think he needs a haircut? I'm trying to decide. Let me see this. Come here. We're off R. Kelly now. Go check out the song. It's 20 minutes long, and it's all over internet. Look at this boy. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to get him a haircut today. Why he's so white that he just glows and can't see him. I don't know if he needs a haircut or not. He got this big old tail, but a haircut is damn near $100, $85 plus a tip. That's $100. I think I should. And this dog, his hair grows all the way to the ground. So I'm trying to think if I should let it grow a little bit more, because this is going to be a regular thing now. This dog's got to be groomed. And right here in the back of him, he's got a lot long hair. So when I got him from the this is a baby birthday too. I got him on the. I used my Google check and got him last month, right? So I always know when his birthday is. Anyway, let me decide. He's $100 to groom him though. I think when I look at the pictures of this breed of dog, he looks just like this. The hair. They think this is like this oftentimes, but I see he got a little goatee. Look at that goatee. Look at that little goatee. Me and the dog been getting along fine. We've been getting to know each other's ways. All right, R. Kelly. I believe what you said. I will say that. I believe what you said. You know, I don't know that it clears up the technical part of this. The technical part being the age of these girls. I do believe they probably wanted to be with you because you were a celebrity. You sing all the sexy songs. So I don't think he's out there kidnapping girls and anything like that. But you're going to have to make some compromises in your behavior before society is going to be able to trust you. But I don't know why you would make this song and everything be believable except that. So you get freaky. If you do cocaine and you get freaky, don't do cocaine. If you can't control yourself, you're doing things that are going to get you in trouble. You got to change something. It ain't working. This with his hardcore fans, this probably will be an explanation enough for them. People who are strongly against him, I'm sure that he maybe didn't sway anybody's opinion. But I do think it's a song worth listening to, just to know the story. I don't know if people are going to buy the record and be jamming to it in their car. But I don't know. Check it out. All right, I'm out of here. Happy Monday, people.